I want to ride my bicycle.
Welcome to the GCN News Show.
Coming up today, we wrap up all of the news on the run to the biggest race of the year, the Tour de France. Top trumps, win $1 million, the world according to Oleg, and we have all of our usual weekly features.
Now we've picked a winner of our seriously cool Tour of Italy Leaders jersey, signed by Nairo Quintana himself. So congratulations, Delphine Lucas. Dan, take it off, it's not yours, mate.
I didn't win it?
No, it's not yours. Although, at least you can tell it's Nairo Quintana's jersey. Among the teams that announced their Tour de France lineups this week were Trek Factory Racing, who did so via Twitter.
And the fans had to wait until the last possible moment to find out that Jens Voigt, who's almost as old as Matt Stevens, will indeed be making a record equaling 17th start at the Tour de France. Other notable stars on the team include the Sheik brothers and Fabian Cancellara.
Now, it was widely expected, but it was confirmed as well, that Bradley Wiggins, the 2012 winner of the Tour de France, will not be part of Team Sky's lineup. He had to make do with winning the British National Time Trial Championships on Thursday before going to watch the tennis at Wimbledon, from the Royal Box, no less.
Supporting Chris Froome, however, will be a very experienced group of riders, and it will include the return of the Housewives' favourite Bernie Eisel. We will also see the first ever participation of a Chinese rider at the Tour de France this year, courtesy of Giant Shimano, who have placed Cheng Ji in their squad. He will be working, of course, for their team leaders Marcel Kittel and John Degenkolb.
However, many were disappointed not to see Warren Barguil make his debut. Speculation of a possible team transfer now surrounds the talented young Frenchman. The winner of our caption competition this week is Hayden Gines, who answered with this reply.
Mozzarella cheese for the winner. Something to get your teeth stuck into this week is this picture of Vincenzo Nibali eating an apple. I'll once again start you off. Vincenzo Nibali responds to criticism from Simon Richardson by eating an apple.
Several big manufacturers are keeping their cards close to their chests with their pre-Tour de France tech, but Giro have jumped the gun with the announcement of their new synth helmet. It's supposed to be almost as aerodynamic as the Air Attack and almost as well ventilated as the Inon.
Unfortunately, we haven't managed to get our hands on one of those helmets yet, so we can't comment firsthand on the features. However, Kaylee Fretz of Vela News said, firstly, it doesn't look dorky, and secondly, it doesn't look like one of Batman's accessories. There were so many national championships taking place last week in the time trial and road that it's impossible for us to wrap up them all. However, here are some of the more interesting stories.
In Belgium, there was some minor controversy in their national championships, won by Jens Voigt of Lotto Belisol.
However, the biggest story was in fact how Omega Pharma Quickstep managed to lose. They had Kurt Stegmans in a break of 7, which looked to be going for the victory. However, he was confident, his team weren't. They didn't share the same sentiments and chased it down. Tom Boonen only good enough eventually for 3rd place.
In Stegman's reaction, today I feel like I've been flicked. But Boonen was also furious with their team directors, saying that they made some serious mistakes.
One of the most intriguing races to take place was over in France, a grudge match between two big-name sprinters, both on the same team, namely Arnaud Démare and Nacer Bouhanni of FDJ. The previous week, Démare had been given the nod over his competitor for the Tour de France, and Bouhanni had announced that next year he's likely to change teams.
Unlike Team Sky's woes with its team leaders, FDJ had no such trouble. Both riders fought it out on the bike, with Démare taking the edge, and they were even civil in the press conference afterwards. Dave Brailsford, take note.
Orica Green Edge's Svein Tuft doubled up over in the Canadian National Championships. The time trial victory wasn't a surprise, it's the 9th of his career so far after all, but the road race was. He spent the last 100 kilometres of the race off the front on his own.
And in the UK, double Olympic gold medalist Laura Trott took the first notable road race victory of her career, out-sprinting Wiggle Honda teammate Danny King and the World Cup leader Lizzie Armistead.
Meanwhile, over in Italy, Vincenzo Nibali, who was understandably very disappointed to hear Simon Richardson's criticism of him in our Tour de France preview show, responded with a fine win in the Italian men's competition. He beat Davide Formolo of Cannondale.
Quite a soft race, normally, the Italian nationals.
Sort of. Good news, our Strava Club now is over 6,000 members strong, and it also includes a world record holder. More on that a little bit later. Furthest distance ridden on one day last week went to Pierre Sarliev. He did 547 kilometres. Meanwhile, Sam Bennett, not the NetApp Enduro rider, did 17,577 metres of climbing. Now, Cycle Doctor 1 regularly appears at the top of our leaderboard, and we've found out who he is. His name is Bruce Barkley, he's based in London, and in riding 2,825 kilometres last week, he's now a Guinness World Record holder. The previous mark was 2,800 kilometres.
Now, apparently, Bruce is actually considering going for the furthest distance cycled in a year. To break the current record, which was set in 1939, he'd have to ride over 200 miles per day, every day. SRAM have released the all-new Hydro R brakes, making headlines by extending their technology as far down as their entry-level rival groups, along with 11-speed cassettes throughout.
After the false start last year, it's fair to say that SRAM will have got things completely dialed this time. And this new super impressive rival 22 group could be their big play to regain lost ground.
And we expect a lot of 2015 bikes to come with this group as standard, making it an exciting year for those of us looking to make the switch to discs.
2010 World Champion Tour Ushoft announced last week that he will be hanging up his wheels at the end of this season.
Over his 15-year career, he won 10 Tour de France stages, 2 green jerseys, and he even put up with Daniel Lloyd for 3 seasons.
Wow, that is impressive. Norwegian fans will get their last opportunity to see him at the World Championships this September. Now, something that our US-based viewers may well be interested in is this competition being run by Road ID. Correctly guess the top 10 GC finishers at this year's Tour de France and you could win $1 million.
$1 million!
Clearly they're selling too many bracelets for their own good, but if you want to take advantage of that fact, you should head over to their website.
Tinkoff Saxo will be without one of their strongest riders at the Tour de France now, having removed Roman KREUZIGER from this and all future competition.
KREUZIGER announced on his personal website last week that he's been placed under investigation by the UCI after apparent anomalies in his blood values in the blood passport in 2011 and 2012 when he was riding for Astana. However, he denies any wrongdoing.
Replacing him in the lineup will be 24-year-old Rafael Majka, who's just finished 6th in the Giro d'Italia.
Coming up on the channel this week, on Monday we showed you how to get into road racing and how to pack a bike bag.
On Wednesday, it's the first of our How to Improve series, which is how to improve your pedalling efficiency.
The final piece of the puzzle to pedalling smoothly is to isolate your upper body from the pedalling forces.
On Thursday, we'll show you our top 10 tips on how to watch the Tour de France.
Do it properly. Take a picnic, maybe even some wine. Or, if you're Lloydy, take some wine and maybe a picnic.
And the top 10 GC rides to watch out for as you do it.
And Friday, we'll be bringing you our first report directly from the Tour de France and also the best and worst things about being a professional. Saturday, I'll be taking you through our first Tour de France bike.
And as a quick reminder for any of you who missed it, last week we released these 2 preview videos of Stage 1 and Stage 2 up in Yorkshire. I'd expect the time gap to the breakaway to be in the region of 3 to 4 minutes.
Age, 44.
33.
Matt Stevens.
Tom Bonin.
Biggest hair,
20.
99. Matt Stevens. Pro Cycling Trumps has taken the GCN office by storm. It's been dreamt up by cycling fan Jim McLeod.
And he's even created some special editions which you can find on Twitter. And if you want to get your hands on a deck, you can simply head over to procyclingtrumps.com. Most ridiculous laugh, 98.
60. Peter Sagan.
Matt Stevens.
Tweet of the week this week is another one from the world of Oleg Tinkov. Forever curious how we will beat shit out of Sky Team on this Tour de France? Subscribe here. Tactical secrets about to come.
Well, that's all we've got time for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like our videos, share them with your friends, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel.
Also, we are going to be at the Tour de France, so if there's anything you particularly want to see, why don't you just let us know in the comment section and we'll see what we can do.
And we're going to leave you with a very sneak preview of a food video that we've got to come.
For more GCN top 10s, click here.
And if you haven't yet subscribed, simply click on Matt. You know it makes sense.